Why does this BBC headline look so weird? Like Trump say, Coca-Cola go change? That doesn't sound like proper English. Well, that's because it's not normal English. It's West African Pidgin English, which is a separate language. Over 75 million people use the language in Nigeria, Cameroon, Ghana, and Equatorial Guinea. It originated as a trade language between British sailors and West Africans in the 16 and 1700s. And unfortunately, initially, a lot of this trade was the slave trade. But over time, it changed from a language of trade to a lingua franca among local populations, most of whom had nothing to do with the slave trade. It might look weird when it's written down because it's so similar to English that there's kind of an uncanny valley thing going on. You can see all the common vocabulary, but then the differences might seem kind of jarring. In fact, this has been one of the criticisms against BBC News Pidgin, because it's kind of a weird mix of spellings based off of local pronunciation and British spellings. However, it's a difficult issue because like a lot of Creole languages, West African Pidgin doesn't have a standardized orthography. And also like a lot of Creole languages, it exists on a continuum with English. So there's no real hard rules about when it's appropriate to throw in a standard English word. The language developed from contact with English, but it isn't English. English is what you'd call the lexifier of the language, which means it provided most of the words, but local languages have impacted the grammar a lot. For instance, in some varieties, to say something like Mary is eating, you'd say Mary de chop, where de is like a progressive particle, equivalent to is verbing in English. But also as a non-standard language, different varieties will say things pretty differently. So BBC News Pidgin made a compromise combining standard recognizable English spelling with local grammatical features. So that's why as an American, for a lot of the articles, it seems like I can just read it normally and then all of a sudden there's these random words. Do you speak a variety of West African Pidgin English? If so, let me know if I got anything wrong and feel free to share your experience in the comments.